welcome to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Now, here's Ed Wilson with God's 5 Minutes.
Hello, friends. 2 Timothy 1:7 reads, "For God hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." The verse is a powerful description of the kind of person an experience of salvation is designed to produce. The spirit of fear might better be called the spirit of cowardice. Courage or fearfulness are very largely matters of temperament. But the very purpose of the gospel is to mend temperaments, to restrain and to stimulate, so that personal defects may become excellences. While religion is not meant to obliterate natural components of a personality, it most certainly is meant to deal with the most deeply rooted defects in character, to make the crooked things straight and the rough places plain. It is only the gospel that can furnish a faithful mirror by which a seeking soul can discover its true shortcomings and needs. Just as truly, it is only by the gifts and understandings which the gospel alone can furnish that a cowardly, whimpering person can be stiffened into a fearless one, or for that matter, a harsh and inconsiderate one into a kindly, gracious one. The divine gift of God has the power to transform a reed shaken in the wind into a brazen pillar and an iron wall amidst all dangers and enemies. I sometimes feel as if the only thing needed to drive anyone insane is a clear-sighted vision of the condition of this world in which we find ourselves, and of our unstable, ever-changing place in it. Those who dread global warming have their points. The constant threat of war and the devastations from it so many have experienced all through the centuries can cause us to tremble, just as the daily news of the advances and attacks of those who seek our destruction. The air is full of viruses, with new ones seeming to be discovered every month, and each more deadly than the last. And on it goes. The wonder is that there are any sane people in the world. But then Paul comes by and says, God hath not given us a spirit of cowardice. No, because he has given us the only thing that can really deliver from that torment. He has given us the good news of Jesus Christ, whereby his name becomes our dearest hope instead of our most ghastly doubt. He has given us the assurance of forgiveness and acceptance, being made holy in him, so that all the things of which our consciences, which do make cowards of us all, are afraid, are reconciled, and some of them swept out of existence. He has given us fruits which only need to be accepted into our hearts and minds to make us brave. He has assured us that all things work together for good, and that he himself will never leave us. The Master, who spoke on earth so often and in so many settings, his meek and kingly encouragement, "Fear not," speaks it from the heavens to all who trust him. As John wrote, he laid his hand upon me and said, "Fear not, I am the first and the last, from whom all things originate, by whom all events are directed, unto whom all things tend. Therefore, whoever is joined by holy covenant to him need not fear evil, for nothing that doesn't hurt Christ can harm him. He hath not given us a spirit of fear, but of power." All too often, being weak results in being evil, and it always results in being miserable. The person who can't say no is doomed to say yes to the wrong things. Thank God there is a gift offered to every one of us in the gospel of Jesus Christ, which will make our weakness into strength. Part of this comes from innocence, for only the wicked flee when none pursueth. Also, by means which no words can explain, Christ has a bosom, and those who flee to it find a calm assurance, a peaceful resting place in the most terrifying of circumstances. The greatest, most necessary strength for any soul is the grace of God, which keeps from defilement. We follow one who has promised to never permit us to be tempted above our ability to endure. He intends to keep us through the changes, the vicissitudes, and the storms of this world, and preserve us blameless to his coming. Have you talked to him today?
You have been listening to God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson. Reach him by email at GodsFiveMinutes@gmail.com. Tune in next time to hear more encouraging thoughts from God's Word on God's 5 Minutes with Pastor Ed Wilson.